Look at Ace. Ace is our excavator. We're gonna show how many we built last week and our projected number of homes we're gonna build this week. That's unstained, right? I'm looking into this camera. There it is. Lucas, he's our expert in just about everything we do around here. All right, Tim.
Seen a few things, know a few things because we've seen a few things.
I know it. Keep track of the total number of homes that we build every week. That was from the week previous, so last week we didn't have time to come up here. So on the 20th of this month, we're gonna show how many we built last week and our projected number of homes we're gonna build this week. And then we're gonna go down the line and kind of show you guys all that's going on. Tom?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
All right, so we ended the week 3 at 216, and then we built a total of really 5.5 last week. We had a kind of an off week because we put it
0.5.
Yeah, it'd be 5.5. I mean, everything counts, right?
So do we 10.5?
Yeah. So we had a camper run through, which is a little bit different. So we're gonna pull it off to the side and have one guy kind of finish it, punch it out this week. And then we also pulled in 2 more houses that we punched out. We moved a water heater in one, and then we moved a cottage from next door over, punched it out, cleaned it, tested it, and everything last week. So we worked on a total of 8, really. 5 new builds, got about halfway through the cottage, and then punched out 3.
Yeah. We hope that we can get 6 a week, but if we don't, we'll tell you if we don't. If we do more, we'll do more. The thing is that we know that if we build 6 a week, the homes that we have on our order list, not including Buffalo Creek, which is a community we're hoping to get done in hopefully about 8 months to 10 if we can get it done.
Yeah.
The amount of homes will be off of our build in the 1st of December that we need to build for the people we sold. So really, Tom, we're only 5 months out, 6 months out.
Yeah.
You know, and to have a company that, you know, you take a list right now, we build a home in 5 months, 6 months, we start your home. And we're throwing these out 6 a week.
Yeah.
So we just want to show that with our decrease in staff and how our numbers are still at the same amount of production rate.
So we're at 141 homes still to build.
We have 141 homes built. That's our specials that we sold out. All of you all that they're 8x24s, we're going to show you. They're double dormers.
Big homes.
Big homes. And we're getting 6 out a week.
So yeah, by December, it's 138 homes. So
yeah.
we're done.
And we should hit that before that December.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. Let's take a tour and show you guys these homes, these new panels that have come out. If you can see the strength of them, you know, I want to do a tour. I would like to bring the public in here. They always tell me I can't because of insurance policies. Yeah. You're going to be so impressed. Now, I personally live in small, the door remnant homes, right? It's been super hot. The whole country's hot. My house is painted black. And I'm gonna get a heat gun today when it comes out and show how hot it is on the outside of the house. My air conditioning was set at 72, 74 during the day. And it was so comfortable with a small mini split. Yeah, so.
And these are 3 inches thick.
Yep.
Versus your 1.5 inches.
Fortresses. Yeah.
2 inches, whatever.
All right, let's go take a tour.
Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk the line. We're gonna take a look at the 8x24 new panel we have, which is 3 inches thick. Closed cell foam, should be like an R21, close to it. And this is the home right here. I'll reach back here and see it. And I don't know if you can see, like on the dormer side up top, it's 3 inches of closed cell foam. So the stuff is awesome. Really impressed with the new panels that we got come in. And we have, I think 5 or 6 more shipments coming. So I'm gonna walk you down the line, kind of show you how clean and organized everything is. This is 24 with a dormer. The guys are working on. Last week we did 5.5 because I'll show you we have a camper that ran through the line, which is a little bit different. So the windows, stuff like that cut out. It's taking a little bit more time than we're used to. We're going to pull it off to the side and have Charlie Ben finish it out. And then here is the look at the new panel. Got Braden in here, got Al, Bubba's doing the mini split. All right, then we'll walk on down the line. Single file, we're doing our best to keep everything single file. That way everything's completed in each section and it doesn't move until it's complete. Now the camper will be a little bit different because it's a little unique. So that'll be the only time I hope we pull one off to the side. Last week I mentioned earlier in another video, we finished out 5 and then we brought in I think 3 homes that we punched out. One of them was this 16-footer on the right. We had to move a water heater from downstairs to the loft. If people aren't going to use it for sleeping loft, so it'd be better suited for them up top. And then there's a cottage that's getting ready to go out. They're cleaning now. We've got the water test done and everything. You can see the electricals on it. We've got the mini split running. So everything's working out with the crew that we have. We got John over here doing bay windows on it. John is the man. Other than that, everything's looking good. Look down this line right here. Super clean and well organized. It's almost like a well-oiled machine. So, all right. Thanks, everybody.
Look at Ace. Ace is our excavator. Look at him. You love it up here, don't you, buddy? All that cool dirt. It's all. Everybody, I'm up here on the mountain, and we're showing you this death-defying grade. Look at this right here. I don't know what grade. That's got to be a 60% grade. It's better than a 45. I probably can't walk up it. And these guys are pushing dirt. Watch Ace. He's going to get covered up. We wanted to show you the progress up here on the mountain. This is our first phase on the mountain of 160 acres. We've been on here for almost 3 years. It's been absolutely crazy. You all have waited so long, and it's just killing us. We want it done, but I wanted to let you know this was one of the lots that were actually, this is what we've encountered, okay, a little bit. So this is one of the lots right here is where the house was gonna sit, and what we do is we cut into these banks, all right? So in the mountains, there's different types of soil. So this soil, as you can see, it's real fine. It's got clay and sand in it, and it doesn't hold really well. You can't cut it straight up and down because it wants to keep giving way. Now, right over there, behind that truck and that Traco, is slate. That is almost a 90% straight up and down, right? It's holding perfectly. We compacted it as it went up, but it's all virgin ground about 30 feet up. This one here, so what we've had to do, because it was starting to cave in on us, so we had to cut a road in up at the top of all these lots. So there's about 12 lots around here. So we went up about 200 feet and cut another road just for water. And so we can catch the water off that mountain, route it around to where we have everything going down the mountain. So then now we had to do is contend with this loose soil. And that's what these guys did. They come up here and now they're making that a slope so that it's more stable and it won't cave in on us. So now when it rains and that water just comes and hits that, right? The water above that road is caught in the ditch of that road. The water that hits this bank will run down on a ditch here, and it goes around the back to that ditch. Well, there's a culvert that goes down and down and down. And at the bottom of this whole complex, we've got a retaining pond that has stages to catch all the silt and dirt that comes off. Now we'll seed this and get grass on it and vegetation so that it won't erode, and that's what we're doing after we get all of our dirt work done. But I just wanted to give you an update on the mountain. We did one last week. We're gonna try to come back here every week and give you more and more updates. We've got all of the primary power in. It's all done. Now primary means it come from the road, industrial road, into all the transformers. It's in the ground. Now we're starting to pull all the electricity from the transformers to the homes. So a transformer, when it's underground, is those green boxes that you guys might see if you have that in your community. And if a transformer, if you don't have those, they're up on a pole. They're the big round barrels that are up on a telephone pole. Those has a wire, comes out of there and goes all the way to your home so you guys can cook breakfast, turn on your lights and sit there and watch TV. That's our second part we're putting in. We just had 3 inspections done, so we got 85 homes to run our secondary. We just had rain last night. We got rain coming in Sunday. We got 2 inspections a week. We can either be ready on a Monday or a Thursday. So as you can see, it's like a dance. We got to dance between the inspections and the rain and the ditches. We don't want to dig a ditch, right? So we dig a ditch on Friday, Saturday. It's going to rain on Sunday. They won't inspect it because it caved in. So now we got to, like, all right, even though he's coming on Monday, we got to dig the ditch on a Monday, leave it open until Thursday, hoping it won't rain. So we have to look at the weather, look at the inspections. They won't come just every day that you call. Anyway, wanted to give you this. I don't know if you can get the slope on that. Is that not just amazing? And he'll just back up that sucker. It's so cool. Come on in. Boy, isn't that pretty? Everybody, behind me is this is what we call a woody right here, and that's the flat log siding. And we've done a couple videos on here showing you what the flat log siding is. That's unstained, right? I'm looking into this camera. There it is. That's unstained, of course. And then here is another one that is stained. And that's what we build the woody unstained, or if you want to pay extra, we can go ahead and stain this. What we're trying to do is I try to get my prices down to where, hey, if you want to put some sweat equity in it and you don't want to pay the extra money and you want to do it yourself, you get a lesser price for the house. Now, right directly behind me is the Birmingham. Okay, this is the LP siding. This is completely done inside and out. All you need to do is bring some appliances, your personal belongings, and you're in. Now the Birmingham is a $119,920,000 for that. You can get an all wood Birmingham like this for $89,900, $90,000, $30,000 less if you don't want to take the wood siding. Now we've got some beautiful slate, imitated slate shingles on there. That'll be metal, so we don't use that on there also. The architecture, everything you see on here will be the same as the $120,000 Birmingham. So if you go $89,900, you get everything. You get the air exchanger, you get all the windows, the doors, the flooring. On the inside, it's T&G, tongue and groove, yellow, white pine, and it's just not finished, okay? So if you want to finish it yourself, paint it, urethane it, this is the way to go. Go with the $89,900. It's a great deal because you get the same amenities. You get the bay window, like I said, the same amount of windows, and the same structure, the same size. All right, so I'm pointing these things out because we're featuring a piece of property down in Dunlap, Tennessee, and we've come up with a name, and we're naming it Emory Woods, E-M-O-R-Y, Emory Woods. And it is a beautiful 138-acre golf course property, and it's scattered across probably 800 acres, all right? We're gonna offer the wood models also. Now, we weren't going to do that because, and I'll tell you why. We were going to do this, the Birmingham and the Amanda of this size right here. And that's what I intended to want to do, but because the golf course is actually sectioned in areas, it's not like you see the whole thing in one spot. And that is one of the many beauties of this place, is because like on hole 9, you only see the fairway and the greens, and that's where houses will be. Then you got to drive to fair 10, the hole 10, and then 11 and 12. And so you have all these different fairways and greens, and they're all different types of style homes if we want to cluster them together or not. Also, I wanted to tell you, because we're going to offer the Charleston and the Lexington. I'm looking at Ace. It's all hot here, and I don't want him running off. Now, you stay right there, buddy. You stay. And we're going to offer the wood Charleston and the wood Lexington on that golf course, on the Dunlap property, which is called Emory Woods, okay? So if you guys want, think about it. Tim brought this up today. We were talking about it. For $59.9, okay, the first 50 people that want to participate in this, we got to have 50 that want to participate in this, and you want to pay in full, you aren't going to believe what you're going to get on this thing. It's like a 30-year lease. 30 years, it's yours. $400 a month, stay for 30 years. Only go up with the cost of living on the national average, which is whatever 0.0% or 1% or whatever we got to do, right? Whatever the national average is, it just follows the rate of the national average inflation. I'm sorry, I keep watching Ace. I said, Ace, now you stay there, buddy. It's so hot, I don't want him running off. Also, you get fixed rate, 30-year lease, and it's transferable. So we were talking today. You could buy that Birmingham right there for $120,000. That's free delivery, free setup. The first 50 people is going to get 2 years free rent. Now that's the kicker. Now we're known for that. We've done communities here. There's 6 communities that we have right here in Tennessee, by Newport. And we've offered 2 years free rent. And we're going to do that same thing down in Emory Woods. We're going to give you a 30-year lease, which we've never offered before, a fixed rated rent for 30 years. We're going to give you 2 years free rent. So you can, and I'm going to come up with some ideas about that rent that you can use. And why are you offering it only to the 50? The first 50, you have to pay in full. All right. Now, I don't want your money right now. We're good right now. Just think about what we're doing. And if you're one of the first 50, you have to be able to pay in full, right? We're going to use that money to buy the property. We're going to use that money to put the infrastructure, and you're going to use that money to build your house. That's how we're making this thing work. We use your money up front. We get it all done. We use the profit off of those homes to pay for the land and put the infrastructure in. Now, the reason we can do this without any additional, there's no key money, there's nothing. Buy the home, it's set up. For the Birmingham and the Amanda, that's got the LP siding, neither one of those are delivery charges or setup charges. So you just buy the home, $120,000. We set it up for you on Emory Woods on a golf course at $400 a month, but you don't pay anything for 2 solid years if you're one of the first 50. I don't know what else to do. We were talking about it today. You could take this house right here, set it up down there, $120,000, and in 2 years you could leave, or 2 years you could sell it because the 30-year lease is transferable. So you get it all set up, you get it underpinned, you got everything beautiful, how you want it, a carport, put your golf cart in. You can turn around, sell it, and guys, you know how land goes. Once you develop it, once you get all that energy going and all the homes in there living, you're going to be able to sell it for more than what you paid for. And you have a lease. So the lot yourself is worth something. It's got a 30-year fixed rated lease that anybody can buy. You can transfer it. So you're looking, maybe the lot is worth $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So you can live in this for 2 years free and turn around and flip it and sell it for, let's just throw $30,000 on top of that, and you're selling it for $150,000 because that person gets 28 more years for that lease. Anyway, this is the first time that I think
us not charging the key money, development money, is such a great deal. But man, this is a beautiful piece of property. We'll probably end up having close to 400 or 500 homes on this 138 acres. I'm only going to put 4 per acre. So that means a 1/4 acre per house. Now, that doesn't mean that your lot is going to be a 1/4 acre. All right? There may be homes that are clustered up, spread out, distance, because this land lays all different ways. And as you guys all know, when I get in there, I'll be creative with it. So we will show how these are going to be working. This is why I love doing this in small increments. 50 homes, no big deal. The infrastructure is very, very simple to put in. Water's already there. Power is readily available. And the local electric company is working with us for a very low cost. Nothing like we're doing here in Cott County. And then, of course, there's no roads to build. We're using golf carts. So we're going to go down there. I think we're going to go Friday and spend the day videoing and showing you guys the town, the markets, the places to eat, shopping, hospitals, clinics, everything that you guys need. Remember we went to Abbeville, South Carolina, and we did that array of beautiful, showing the town and how beautiful it was and quaint. Well, that's what we're going to do with this one. It's called, you got to go, it's Dunlap, Tennessee. It's a little town, I think about 5 or 6 miles down the road from this property. And the valley, Sequatchie Valley, is amazing. It's the world's headquarters for hang gliding, which I've always wanted to hang glide. I don't know if I'll do it now, but I'd love to watch them anyway. And it's just a beautiful natural surroundings. The Fall Creek Falls State Park is near there. Cumberland State Park is near there. And so it's a lot of pretty natural surroundings that I think you guys will really love. All right, so again, let me kind of express to you more about what we're doing. Is we're offering the wood version of the Lexington and the wood version of the Charleston, which is $59,900, $69,900 on this golf course. All right. The only thing is I have to add a $5,000 on top of those 2 wood models. All right. So that's going to be for delivery and setup. So if you buy a Lexington for $59,900, add 5. If you're going to buy a Charleston for $59,900 or $69,900, add 5. If you buy a Birmingham or an Amanda, you do not add. That is included. You don't add the $5,000. It is included. Delivery and setup is included in the Birmingham and the Amanda that is finished like the one I'm pointing at right there. You add $5,000 to the Lexington and the Charleston. That's all wood. You're going to ask me, Randy, why are you adding $5,000 to the all wood models and you're not adding it to these models? I'm just going to point blank tell you, there's not enough money in these homes for me to be able to give it to you without charging you for delivery and setup. We make more money on these homes right here. It's just the way it is. So I don't know how more honest I can tell you of what it is. Okay, so we have to have help. I reduced the cost on these wood ones because we have an Amish group of men that are building 13 families. And they build our all wood homes. That's this one and the Woody. Actually, the Woody is for sale too. I don't have the price with me, but that's the same thing. I think it's $79,900, and if you want the all Woody, you can do that, and we got to add 5 for delivery and setup, okay? But they build our homes, and we want to keep them employed. I build these communities to keep our men in business. We build those in Kentucky. We chuck them down here, and that's why they have. Our Tennessee branch right here is all about our Incrediboxes and our RJOs and our American Freedom, American Dream. Okay, so that's what we do these communities for, is to build homes to go there. So if you have purchased an existing home, that's not what we do. We're not building these to have an existing home that you've already purchased. We're doing these communities because we want to build more homes for our roster and to keep our guys working. All right, so pretty much that's it in a nutshell. If you guys think you'd be interested in going to Dunlap, Tennessee on a 138-acre golf course, when I do this, I want you guys to realize that, we don't have to do this golf course. We don't have to do these communities. We're here to build homes. That's what I do. I build homes, and I try to keep my guys employed. If this one doesn't work, then I try to go to something else. And you know what? If the communities don't go and people don't buy, if it's the economy or whatever's going on, then we don't build homes anymore. That's it. We close the doors. So I'm just trying to do this. And I can do the communities, or we can do the best we can and keep going. You know, we build communities because it's so hard for people to put homes anywhere. They can't put them in backyards. And people want to live in communities. People want to have neighbors. And they want to have organizations like we've done here in East Tennessee. And that's what we're going to do in Dunlap. You get 400 or 500 people. There's a clubhouse down there for $50 extra a month. And somebody asked me today, hey, does that $50, is it per person? Is it per household? I don't know. We're going to ask the owner of the clubhouse. I'm pretty sure it's $50 a household, but I will check out and see. These guys are really good to work with. All right, they're looking forward to having you all there and having all this energy and offering. They're going to offer other amenities too. Like if you want an Airbnb on that property, they're thinking about offering you guys cleaning services, maybe even offering you to rent it out for you, some sort of rental agency to help you rent it out. So if you do want an Airbnb on this Emory Woods property, just let us know. That is definitely part of the deal. And if you want the clubhouse, the indoor-outdoor swimming pool, that's going to be an add-on, an attraction for your Airbnb business. All right? So there you got it. I'm a little preoccupied. There's people walking, talking all around me, people pulling up here in a truck. I know they're going to talk to me. So I just wanted to let you know. I wanted to get that out today. We'll be going to Dunlap here probably in the next, tomorrow's Thursday, we'll be going Friday, and we're going to show you the town, the shopping and everything. So remember, Charleston, Lexington's 59.9 plus 5, Charleston's 69 plus 5, and then you got the Birmingham is 89.9 plus 5. Those three homes we offering in Dunlap at Emory Woods, and we're also offering this Birmingham and the Amanda. There's no charge. Delivery and setup are included. $119.9 and $159.9 for the Amanda, the big 12, and that's over here. Thank you guys. Appreciate everything. Y'all have a good night. If you need anything, go to sales@incredibletinyhomes.com. Go to 423-438-0111. You can come here and talk to us. You can talk to me. I'm always available. If I'm here, you guys want to meet me personally, you just send an email. I'll be glad to talk to you, especially people's got any comments they want to share with me. I am available to the world. All right? So come right here to Sales Lot. Thank you all. Have a great night, and we'll be seeing you. Today, we're at Incredible Tiny Homes. Lucas, he's our expert in just about everything we do around here. All right, Tim.
Seen a few things. Know a few things because we've seen a few things.
I know it. Well, we're standing in front of a Birmingham in the shade. We're trying to get out of the sun here. But we want to show you, we've offered a solar that we've been talking about, a solar package. And we've got probably about 25 or 30 extra solars that we've bunched up, like all this inventory, $3 or $4 million worth of inventory here. And we thought, tariffs are coming. You have been talking about it. I want to let everybody know, this is to let you know that you can put solar on a home that's already built that we have not delivered yet. And if you put it on a home that's already been built, there's going to be some added costs. We're going to show you why. But man, tell us about our solar, the comparisons of maybe what it would cost somewhere else, and then we'll show how it looks on a home that's already built.
Sure. Well, first off, what we build as far as the off-grid now, we've went from a 3,000 watt inverter to like a 5,000 watt inverter. Mm-hmm. So the units that like Matt, Jaden, and Jeff's bolting down, they're a lot more power to put out there now, because like that one lady got a full off-grid home and she's running her house and then she's charging her EV car up, and there's a lot going on. And so that inverter's not being, pushed to the limits now. There's a lot more extra flex as far as the wattage output goes. And the difference with that is the cost hasn't changed for customers. And then the Bluetooth, you can plug that in now. That's the only thing we don't install. It's an added gift to the customer. We can help walk you through it. You plug it in, you scan the QR code, and then that way you can see your system running from a distance. So that way you can have peace of mind, you know, whenever you're like, hey, am I about out of power? It's come a blizzard. Where am I at? That's a really handy device.
So if you're gone, you want to come home, and like you'd want to come home to a charged up battery, you know what you're doing before you get to the house.
Yeah.
You know, well, if you take a home, and I know I've got a little bit off grid on my house now, so if you wanted it to last for days, and I know how you say, I want to run it like the wheels fell off of it or whatever, you know, you
Drive
want
it like you stole it.
like you stole it. It means you're gonna have to have a whole lot of battery bank, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
No.
So there's this triangle, okay, and like in electrical, you know, people always talk about the power triangle. Well, in off grid, there's this triangle too, and you have the usage, you have your battery storage, and you have your photovoltaic power. You've got to try to always find balance between those.
Okay.
So, you know, the sun used to doing off grid construction for a decade. I always went off 6 hours a day. Now I don't do that. I go off 4. That's my
you mean charging your system?
right. So
okay.
whatever I want for the entire day, just like mine and my Bitcoin stuff. In 4 hours, I need to produce all the power that I'm going to use for the next 24.
Okay, I got you.
And so then if we take a customer's house and we calculate down the loads, then that gives a realistic expectation that you're going to need this amount of power for this amount of runtime.
Why do you go to 4 hours?
Well, because during the day, you'll get optimal light. But like when the sun rises in the east in the morning, you're going to get, you know, not the most proficient light. But midday, you're going to get this perfect arc.
Right.
You know, it's just bomb.
Okay.
And then in the evening, the light's not that great.
Because our panels are not moving with the sun.
Right. Now,
Right.
if you have optical tracker on it where it'll follow with it, now that's some big money, but that will give you more time.
Got
But
it.
realistic ground mounted, whether your panels are ground mounted or whether a customer has them, you know, the guys put them on the roof, that variance point, 4 hours is a safe margin.
Got it.
And then with your battery bank, I always want to have as much battery storage as possible. So like the way to factor that out is you take the 24 hours worth of power you're going to use and you're going to say, okay, that's what I'm going to use in 24 hours. Then you want to start figuring how many days do I want to have?
Yeah.
And then when you start dividing that down, that starts telling you how many batteries you're going to need because of the amp hour storage.
Perfect. And then how do you figure out how much usage? Like I got a refrigerator and all these electrical things. How do I know? How do I add up all that?
Okay, so like a mini split, you'd say, I'm going to run this 2/3 of the day.
Okay.
And so you say, well, it's 900 watts. Well, then I'm going to figure up, okay, that's 900 watts times, you know, 12, 16 hours a day. We'll just be very conservative. You know, then you add that up and you're like, okay, well, then I'm going to need like 20 kW.
Where do you get that 900 watts on this thing?
Well, you take the amperage times
Well, where do you
the
find
voltage.
that? Is it on the side of the...
Now the service tag, it may have it on the side or, yeah. So right here, it says 115 volts at 15 amps. But now when it's actually just like running, it's like about 9.
So how do they do that? How would somebody at home know that it's just 9 amps versus 15 it says on there?
Okay, so the easiest way for somebody to calculate that up, if you're not in the industry of doing electrical, is you take, I know this thing is 115 volts, and we're going to times it by the maximum that it's used. The breaker, it's breakered for a 20 amp breaker, but it says that it's 15 amps when it's running.
Yeah.
So it's 1725 watts. Now it's not that much.
Per hour?
Well, now this is a heating and cooling unit.
Right.
So, you know, when it's heating, it uses a lot more. But I think that we figured out over time that when this is running like the cool mode, I think Russell told me it was like around 900 watts to a little over 1,000.
Okay.
But there's that run up, and then there's that just continuous
cycling.
Yeah, the cycling.
Because when it kicks on, it uses more electricity, and then when it gets to that certain level, it gears back down.
Right.
Because I've heard that, you know, a mini split, if it's got a small space, it won't kick out as hard as if it had a great big space, and it kind of has a computer in there that knows not to force everything it needs on.
Sure.
So
it's not like a window unit where it's just all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what makes these super efficient.
Yeah, and another thing too is, you know, having propane is it's like a symbiotic circle with off-grid. Is you got your power and then you got your propane. Because if you have a gas appliances, you have gas, water heated, you have took down and just massively cut your load down.
Yeah.
But the backside of that is if you ever run out of propane, I mean, there's all trade-offs.
I know it. You have to be aware. We've always said if you're off-grid, it takes effort, doesn't it? You have to be on it. You have to be aware. You just can't get in it and drive it like you stole it, because the electric company down there that most people never know how that electricity comes through those wires and gets to the house, you are now aware of your energy consumption on everything that you use, right? And then if you get to the water end of it, you're watching all your water level because you're like, when's it gonna rain next, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
I like doing this stuff. I like being off grid. I'm not completely off grid, I'm getting there. Had more time, I guess I would, you know? Let's show the house and how you retrofitted this existing home with the solar.
Okay, well, the
Yeah,
part
where
I
would you like
did,
to go
the
first?
part I did first for Jaden is that now this house didn't have the AC power back here, so I ran them AC feed from the plug all the way back under the house and back up through. So that got added back into the
Now,
house.
what does that mean, AC?
Well, the customer wanted to have the AC power looped through the house. So I ran them a feed circuit of AC power back here so that they could take it for their off-grid, loop it through the system, and send it back through the house. And so I'll show you in here. The first thing is you've got on retrofits, and sometimes when people want to have the ability to have utility power only or off-grid, you have to have a transfer switch. And right here, this has a main service and it has an off-grid, but neither one can be on at the same time.
Got it.
So the off-grid power is on right now and the main is off.
So it slides together.
And that isolates
Got
it,
it.
and that also keeps this to electrical code.
Okay.
Because you cannot have two sources on at the same time. It'll be quite the fireworks show. So the power got brought, later you can see
Oh my
outside
goodness.
from the soffit, brought in and around, but the customer's off-grid on-demand water heater, their off-grid power, the guy's got it all in his closet for them. And I guess I'll just start right here. So this is the power returning to the service panel. This is the power that I ran in for them from the utility.
Okay.
Now what the customer's gonna do is loop this through. So what Jaden's got on his board here is you've got the service disconnect for AC power coming in, and we ground everything, bond everything, and it's also grounded so that you can ground it outside for your EMP. All right, and then you have the power in your inverter here coming in. Make sure that's turned off and on for you. I turned it off and there a minute ago, so that disconnected the feed. And then you have your PV power coming in. That's for charging the inverter.
Now when he says PV, that's your
Photovoltaic.
your solar panels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let me just shut this down for a second while we're tinkering with everything. All right, and so the DC this is your DC EMP, so that protects in case of an EMP that would shunt this to a ground, and you can see every single enclosure, everything is grounded and bonded. This is something that nobody else does in the industry.
Really?
You know, when I started that 10 years ago when I was doing off-grid contracting, and then we started doing it here, nobody else does this. And they charge a ton of money for mounting your equipment stuff, and you'll look at a lot of installs, they'll just have stuff slapped to the wall. This actually gets hot, and if it ever overheated or something, got a fire, it could burn your building down. But we've put a metallized cased unit on top of a metallized board to protect you from that. And then the inverter's fused here to the battery bank, so there's a fuse protecting it there. And then these lithium batteries have an internal breaker built into every single module to protect them. And then also this AC power coming in has got a breaker, or it not only is it breaker protected, but it's got an AC EMP protecting it.
Right. I love how you've got a decorative board here that's not just a 2x, it's an actual composite board that makes it look nice, and it's black with the black batteries, and it's just a nice looking system.
Well, I was talking to Tom earlier, and he said that he's going to have Josh build them some nice decorative doors.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 2 vents and then 2 vents so that this can cycle. Because of course, once this thing gets cooled down, climate controlled, etc., you know, it'll be easy in here. And plus, in the wintertime, they can crack the door open and just let that heat the room. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, that'd be a good trade-off right there. Absolutely.
Well, let's go outside and show you where you ran your cables. I know that was a real nice, neat fit, because a lot of times it's hard to retro all this and not see big cables running around the outside of the house and how to feed them up through there. And that's why if somebody wanted this system retroed on an existing home That's why it's going to be a little bit extra, because we do have some labor involved in getting this together. It's not like being on our assembly line where we got that so down that if we're buying an Incredibox or an RJO, it's just like clockwork.
Sure.
This is a little bit more work, and that's why we have to adjust it on the install.
These homes are kind of like the custom homes that I went out and did installs for people over the years. Like this is the heavy duty stuff. Like this is the serious. Where am I putting wires? I don't want to. You know, you're drilling through floors where stuff's already ran too, and things like that. So there's a lot the guys got to think about and do it right. Because I mean, if I drilled through that floor to run them AC power the other day and hit the propane line, then me and Bubba's tearing out the whole bottom of the house, and it's just one side mission leads to another.
That's right. 5 lithium batteries. How much energy is there, Lucas?
There's 25 kW there, about almost 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And I mean,
that's so cool.
You know, the thing about lithium is it has its trade-offs. As long as you have a battery management system that's quality, you know, you can get a long life out of these. I drive my BMW i3, and that thing is 10 years old going on 11, and it still charges all the way to 100% capacity.
Wow.
And you know, those pure lead carbon batteries, you can get 10 years out of them as long as you take good care of them, but you just can't abuse stuff.
Yes.
You know,
and these have to be conditioned. It has to be somewhat cool and warm all the time, where your carbon battery, lead carbon, they're mean. They can
you can just mistreat them all the time. And I do all the time. Buying a crypto, I just bottom them out all the time.
Come on, Ace. Let's go. All right. It's just a little warm in here. We could run the AC, couldn't we?
Me and Chuck was in this earlier this morning. It was really pleasant, but it's got a little toasty now. Go on, buddy.
Well, we got this beautiful Birmingham, and I know that if you can see the roof, we've got the slate roof that's on the gable part of it. And then up on the cupola where it's almost flat, we've got a metal roof up there. And of course, we can't see it right now. How many panels you got up there?
So Jaden's got 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side.
Wow, 8 panels on there. Yeah. So 8 panels times 350 watts each?
Yep, let's see, I'll tell you exact the numbers on that.
Yeah, so you
350 times 8, 2.8 kW.
And that's per hour.
Watts.
Yep. So it's 2,800 watts per hour, and you're gonna figure 4 hours a day. So let's just, you know, for adding purposes, 3,000. So 3 times 4 is 12,000. It has maybe the capability of building 12,000 watts per day. Because you're gonna get a little more than 4.
Sure. Yeah, you'll probably get around 15 or 16 kW a day.
And then that battery system, you said was 25 kW?
Right.
So really, day and a half, 2 days, you got that whole system. If it was dead, it'd come right back to life.
Sure.
On what we can get on them 8 panels, right?
And they can plug up if they needed to a generator, and that'll bypass and go straight through the system too.
Got that option too, don't they?
Yeah.
So do you guys understand? So, but if a panel is 350 watts times 8, which is 2,800, and we'll round it off at 3 because we're going to get more than 4 hours a day, times 4. So that's 3 times 4 is 12,000. He said, like I said, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day, so I mean, you're talking, it's going to be like 16 hours of daylight. We're probably at least going to get 6 or 7 good hours.
Yeah, so, you know, but if you wanted the worst case scenario, 4 hours a day, 12,000, you got 25,000 banks, so you know 12 plus 12 is 24. You almost got charged up your entire 5 batteries of charge again. And you're not going to use that in a day, you know? I mean, like I said, unless they got electric stove, electric, everything in there, but if they supplement with gas, so your usage may even be down to 3 or 4 kilowatts a day, and then you've got maybe a week's supply of power if it never comes out again, right?
This house here, I mean, besides the mini splits and the refrigerator, the rest of the stuff pretty much propane, and they have LED lights. So
hey, if that mini split, you said 900 kilowatts a day,
900 watts an hour.
An hour, and let's say it ran what, 8 hours off and on, off and on, off and on all day. So it'd be 7,200, 7,000.
Yeah, you'd be around 7 kW used out of that.
And they've got 25 kW in the bank. So even if you use 10,000 kilowatts, you're not even using half of what they've got in the storage, and it's running constantly.
Yeah.
Because I know a mini split, it doesn't run
100% of the time. It cycles all the time.
No, and I mean, even there's this window unit. It's really weird. It looks like a horseshoe.
Okay.
That I bought, and the most of the unit is on this side of the window, and the compressor part is on the hoop on the outside.
Yeah.
And those don't even really use a lot of power.
Okay.
There's a lot of options that people can use now, because I mean, like, they can get that and put that in one of the 8x24s if they wanted to. And the part that hangs out the window is very, very minimal.
Small.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of air conditioning options out there now that are low draw. Cool. You know.
Well, everybody, just want to make sure if you got a question on the solar and you're interested in retrofitting your solar on any home that we've already built, or if you're on the line coming up and we're getting ready to build your home, it's a $7,500 for 4 panels, 1 lithium battery, a 5,000 kilowatt inverter charge controller, installed, ready to leave out of here. So give us a call.
And the 30% tax credit.
And there's a 30% tax credit on top, so 30% of what you spent. So 30% of $7,500 really is just a write-off of your earned income on your tax returns.
Correct. Yeah, the EV use tax credit and the 30% federal credit as far as the off-grid, both of them. Whatever you owe at the end of the year, that part gets graced off if you owe it.
Take your earned income down. Good. Thank you all for watching. I'm Randy Jones with Incredible Tiny Homes, and subscribe, thumbs up, and give us a call. Thank you.